Good evening, everyone. Tonight I have a short, true ghost story that I got from an older brother named Dara. His story is titled The Promise Before Death. To make it easier for you to understand, I'm going to explain it by pretending to be Dara himself. Hello, everyone. I don't know if you'll believe the story I'm about to tell, because some parts of it are hard to believe. But as the niece of the aunt who was haunted, I know she wasn't lying. We're from Kampong Speu province. Back in 2013, my aunt borrowed money from a friend, not a close friend, but she lent the money anyway because another friend vouched for my aunt. My aunt told me she borrowed $2,000. For the first 3 or 4 months, my aunt paid the interest regularly, but in the 5th month, she started to fall behind. Some months, she didn't pay any interest at all because she didn't have the money. Since my aunt was making the lender unhappy, one day the lender came to my aunt's house and they got into a little argument. After getting scolded and threatened with a police report, my aunt started paying the interest regularly again. I don't know where she got the money from, and I didn't dare ask for details. After some time passed, one day my aunt called the lender and told her that next month she would pay back the principal, but wanted to stop paying the interest. However, the lender wouldn't agree. She wanted at least some of the interest. After they worked things out, something unbelievable happened. Just 10 days later, my aunt got the news that the lender had gotten sick and passed away. When she heard the news, my aunt was shocked and heartbroken. But since the person who died was the lender, she was also a little happy because she thought she wouldn't have to pay the money back anymore. But that's not how it worked out. The lender's husband and children all knew who owed their money. A little over a month after the lender's death, one night while my aunt was sleeping, she suddenly heard a knocking on the door. She told her husband to go check, but because it was so late, my uncle just stood near the door and shouted from inside the house, "Who is it? What do you want?" After he asked, there was no reply, and the knocking stopped. But my aunt, on the other hand, was still hearing the knocking. Since one person heard it and the other didn't, my aunt got out of bed to talk to her husband. But as soon as she got off the bed, the knocking sound stopped. So they just went back to bed, and nothing else strange happened that night. The next night, something strange happened to my aunt again. That night, she felt unusually sleepy. She said that she normally goes to bed at 8:30 or 9 p.m., but that night she was sleepy as early as 7 p.m. After showering and getting ready, she went to bed at 7:30 p.m. As soon as she fell asleep, my aunt dreamt that her money lender was standing in front of the house. At first, she looked normal, but a moment later her appearance became horrifying, with blood flowing from her eyes and nose. Then her left arm suddenly broke off and fell to the ground, gushing a lot of blood. After that, the lender's ghost started to walk inside. When my aunt saw this, she tried to run but couldn't move at all, as if someone was holding her legs. When the ghost got close, she grabbed my aunt's throat and said, "Give me back my money, so we don't have bad karma between us." Before my aunt could respond, she woke up. At that moment, the upper half of her body was still on the bed, but the other half was on the floor, as if someone had dragged her. And since her husband and children were still watching TV, no one noticed. My aunt got up and asked her husband if anyone had pulled her leg before. My uncle said he didn't know anything about it. Feeling unwell, my aunt went to light some incense and placed it all over the house. After putting the incense inside, she told her son to go outside with her and put some more incense in the front yard. As soon as she stepped outside, my aunt saw something white in front of the fence. Already scared, she ran back inside. Her son, who didn't know what was happening, ran after her. After my aunt told her husband what she saw, he went out with a flashlight to check. But the white thing wasn't a ghost. It was just a white plastic bag, probably left there by some kids. Still feeling unwell, my aunt decided to tell her husband about the loan, thinking he might be able to help. After listening, my uncle suggested that my aunt have to come stay at my house for a while, since our houses weren't far from each other. That night, after my uncle brought her to my house, he went back home, and my aunt stayed with us temporarily. And that night, she told my family everything. The next day, my mom advised my aunt that she should just pay back the money and not break her promise. Even though the lender had died, her husband and children knew about the loan. My aunt later agreed to follow my parents' advice. But even after she paid back the full amount, my aunt kept having nightmares about the lender, at least once a week. This is a bad experience that you can all learn from. The moral of the story is, if something isn't yours, don't be happy and take it, because its owner will come back for it one day. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of this ghost story. I'll see you in the next one.